Hello, my name is Michael Titus. I currently live in Denver, Colorado. I'm originally from Colorado Springs, Colorado. I just recently graduated from the Ohio Center for Broadcasting. All my life, I have been a huge pro wrestling fan. I've loved watching the World Wrestling Federation, and I dreamed of being in the WWF and now the WWE. All I've ever wanted to be was a pro wrestling manager. I looked up to and I often imitated Jimmy Hart and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Even as I grew older, my resolve for being a manager in the WWE never wavered. I figured that possibly I would need to go to college to be a pro wrestling manager. So I went to Pikes Peak Community College in Colorado Springs, and after 3 years, I attained my associate's degree in business. I soon realized that my business degree wasn't significant enough to get a job in wrestling or really anything. I struggled with one dead-end job to another, but through it all, by 2007, I was able to start my wrestling career as a ring announcer in a local independent wrestling company out of Lafayette, Colorado. Unfortunately, my career came to a screeching halt just 3 months later when the wrestling company I was working for closed down. Almost a year went by before I got another chance in wrestling, when lo and behold, a wrestling company came into my backyard of Colorado Springs. Over the course of 3 years, I was a color commentator, a wrestler, and finally a manager. And on January 16, 2010, I finally started my career as a wrestling manager. Professional differences were the reasons why I left that company, but for the past 2 years, I have worked in several organizations and I have traveled around the tri-state area. I've been to Texas, New Mexico, Utah, and especially right here in Colorado. And then in June of 2011, I took a shot in the dark and I sent my information in to the two biggest wrestling companies in the United States, the WWE and TNA. I didn't hear anything from those companies for a while, so I decided that maybe, managing isn't what I can get my foot in the door into wrestling, so maybe I should be a commentator. So I decided I should attend the Ohio Center for Broadcasting. And it was almost a year that I was at OCB, and in that time, I had my own radio show on GoMileHigh.com called The Michael Titus Show, and I also was the student program director for GoMileHigh.com. Through it all, I realized that my passion for wrestling was as strong as ever, and I found that being at the same time a talk show host, game show host, was just right up my alley. And interestingly enough, at the same time, by November of 2011, I did get a call from the head of talent relations for TNA, and they were interested in me, and I sent them in some more footage of myself, and so hopefully that, fingers crossed. But, I found that being a TV and a radio talk show host as well as a game show host was, a position that I found rather fun and exciting. So now as I stand here as a recent graduate looking for a job, I find myself excited, enthusiastic, and ready to embark on a career as a TV and radio personality.